Dear student, good morning to all of you. I would like to invite you in the economics class of standard 9th. I am Elvation, your economics teacher. I am going to teach you economics chapter number 2. That means lesson number 3. Lesson number 3. And name of this lesson is Poverty and Challenge. You know this thing. Poverty is a great challenge. Not in India, it is a great challenge for international level. All the countries are suffering from the poverty. In the previous lecture, that means in lecture number 1, I had explained you causes of poverty. What was the data in 2011 and 12? How many people were poor in our country? I had taught you near about 270 million people were poor. That means according to Indian system, near about 27 crores people were poor. Now this is the year of 20, that means 2020. Data naturally will be increased within 9 years or 10 years. So we have to study more about the poverty. Do you know this thing? Gandhiji was the greatest thinker of India. In Indian context, his all the statements are 100% correct because his aim and motto was very clear regarding India. He had told us in economics, I have written you, India would be truly independent when the poorest of its people become free of human suffering. Human suffering, do you know this thing? Human suffering means poorest person of our country are not getting proper food, proper sanitation, clean water, proper shelter, proper fuel. Lot of things are nowadays suffering for the poor people of India. So Gandhiji told that India became free on 15th August 1947. Do you know? And after the independence of 1 year, Gandhiji died. But his statement is very clear these days also. He had seen the condition of poor people, so he told that if the poor person of our country will come out and they will be free from human suffering, such as lacking of sanitation, clean water, and the greatest problem is hunger. Do you know hunger? Lot of Biharis people, UP people, and other state people, in which lot of populations are there. They are migrating from their own state to get the job, to get the money, to clear their suffering. But it is the time of lockdown. They were working in different states. All the factories closed. All the institutions closed. So there is problem for their food. They are suffering from hunger. You can see in newspaper, lot of special Shramik trains are coming from different places, and that train is running 80 hours late, 90 hours late, 40 hours late, but there is no facility of food. You can imagine, if you will not get food 2-3 days, what will happen? It is clear that if you will not take food, you can die. When these trains are stopping at the destination or any other station, lot of Shramik died in their coaches. What is it? What this shows? That means people are suffering from facilities. They are going to die with hunger. If they had, अगर उनके पास पैसे होते तो उस जगह से इस लॉकडाउन में अपने घर वापस आने के लिए एग्री नहीं होते. So, due to these sufferings, they are dying. They are sacrificing their life. So, it is the duty of our independent India, that means government of India, provide the facility to the poor people. Do you know this thing? Regarding the poverty, we have to study about the poverty line. What do we mean by poverty line? Poverty line means minimum requirement of the food of the people and other facilities or calories fulfilled up by the government, by the person for a certain day. That is called the poverty line. Means it is the criteria given by the different survey. One survey, NSSO. Survey gives some important details regarding the poverty line. What is the full form of NSSO? Do you know? Means National Sample Survey Organization. Now, organization, I will give you some data to prove that poverty in India. Before that, we have to study some important factors. Have you heard the name of BPL? BPL means below poverty line. That means some people of India are suffering for their food, clothing, fuels and other facilities. So government is providing food item, cereal such as wheat, rice, pulses, sugar, kerosene oil, all these things at a very minimum rate. Therefore, they are getting all these things for their survival. And suppose that they haven't money to go to the school for the children, so government is also giving them special facilities. One act has been passed by the government, RTE, means right to education. Right to education. Government has fixed in private institution which is affiliated from the CBSE. That means 25% seats are allotted for the BPL categories. It is the step taken by the government to uplift the people, those who are suffering from poverty. We have to discuss about type of poverty. Do you know this thing? India is the country of villages as well as cities and towns. But most of the people of India are living in villages. So there are two types of poverty found in India. I have mentioned in lecture number 1. So it will be proving the data by me example will be given in support of poverty, that means urban poverty and rural poverty. Just now I am going to tell you urban poverties, that means calories. For urban 2100 and calories for rural. For rural it is needed 2400 calories needed. Do you know this thing? Urban people do not work hard. There is no physical work. They are living in houses, sandy places, and working comfortably. That's why less calories is needed in comparison to rural areas. 2100 calorie is needed per day in urban areas, and 2400 calories are needed for the poor people who are living in village and working in the field. They work hard in the field, that's why calories are needed more in comparison to urban areas. I am going to give you one example of urban areas. Means there was a person, his name was Ram Sagar. He was living in Jharkhand near Ranchi, and he works in a factory of wheat mill or flour mill, and he was getting 1500 rupees per day. He had 8 members in his family. Ramsagar, his wife Savita, and 6 other children. So he was not managing in the salary of Rs 1500 for 8 members. 8 members. There was very difficult condition, meager condition for the survival of their life. So his wife anyhow managed as a worker of maid in different houses, and she was getting 800 per month. That 800 and 1500, it became 2300. It was not enough for the survival of family. His elder son, he was working in a tea stall, and he was getting 300 rupees. So like this minimum amount was not enough for the survival of each person. So that means Ram Sagar cannot send his children to the school. He was providing only 2 days, 2 time meal, that means in morning and evening dal chawal. And he had to send some money to his parents who were living in the village. So that was the difficult condition. He was managing anyhow his salary 1,500, his wife's salary that means amount 800, and son was getting the 300. Anyhow, 2 time meal was provided by him and 2 clothes for the year. And there was no any dream for their shoes, because clothing and fooding was important in comparison to their shoes. So shoes was luxurious for the life of their children of Ram Sagar. So it was the condition of urban poverty. Anyhow, he was managing. But there was one person in rural areas, his name was Lakha Singh. Lakha Singh. He was living in Meerut, 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 UP. And that person was living in Jharkhand. So he was living in a village area. And he was getting only RS 15. And there were 6 members in his family. His father had died when Lakha Singh was at the age of 10 years. He can't go to school, can't get the education. Anyhow, he was working hard in the field of a big farmer and getting 50 rupees. You can imagine how 50 rupees will be enough for the maintenance of the 6 families. 6 persons. There were 6 persons. Other women full day works in the field for the fodder. Do you know fodder? Fodder means चारा. जानवरों के लिए घास काटना और फिर चारा वो खिलाना जानवरों को, that is called the fodder. And they pick firewood for the fuel. खाना बनाने के लिए दिन भर इधर उधर लकड़ियां चुनते थे और उसे इकट्ठा करके फिर किसी तरह सुबह और शाम में भोजन बनाते थे. That was the condition of Lakha Singh. He was living in very meager condition. He was not capable to send his children in the school. And his mother, father had died due to the TB, and mother had a life, and he had to maintain within the 50 rupees. He can't provide medical facilities to her mother and education to their children, and they were not thinking about soap and detergent or any other thing that was luxurious for their life. As like Ram Sagar's families, shoes was the luxurious, like that soap was luxurious in the family of Lakha Singh. So this is the 2 example of urban poverty and rural poverty. Now I am going to explain other 4 things in front of you regarding the poverty. I can rub the board. Now I am going to rub the board. Do you know this thing? I have told you some data are given by the NSSO. That means National Sample Survey Organization. And other institutions are also in the world. Those are getting the survey. Have you heard the name of World Bank? World Bank, WORLD Bank. IMF, International Monetary Fund. These are the organization which works as a survey for the poor people. Now I am going to tell you about some data given in 2000 year 2011 and 12. Do you know this thing? Minimum requirement. Requirement for people per day. Per day means rural RH 860 and urban RH 1000. It is the minimum requirement for people per day according to the National Sample Survey Organization. These amounts are necessary for a people per day RH 160 and RH 1000. Next.